What up, friends? Live from the cave once again, my troglodytic lair. I have a lot of thoughts on how to gain skills at shoot 'em ups and stuff like that. But I think before I get into all that business, I wanted to talk about the concept of the one credit clear or 1cc, because I feel like there are a lot of people out there who do not have as much of familiarity with scrolling shooter games and arcade games in general. So, y'all might not know what a 1cc is. Basically, I consider the one credit clear the basic unit of shmup mastery. Um, so what it is beating the game without using a continue. So you go to the arcade, you put in your change, you press the start button, and then you beat the game without putting any more quarters in there. And the lives you get at the beginning, and then any lives you get over the course of the game, those are yours, but you don't hit the continue button to get any extra lives. You beat it all in that chunk. So why is that important? Well, if you think back to the arcade heyday, if you were ever at an arcade as a kid, you probably had the experience of putting in your 75 cents into House of the Dead 2, you blam, blam, blam some zombies, and then you get slashed in the face, and you have to continue, spend 75 more cents, you get an axe to the face, you get a toad biting your screen, and then you put in a bunch of change, you spend your $8 allowance, and you've only got to stage 4, and you're all salty because you have to get off the machine. And once again, you didn't see, the stirring cinematic ending to House of the Dead 2. Who is Goldman? What's he stand for? I don't know. Never figured it out. But if only you could beat the game without ever having to continue, you would have only spent 75 cents, and you would have got, I don't know how long it is, like 25 minutes of great game time with House of the Dead 2. You would have looked awesome in the arcade, and you would have gotten your money's worth. Pretty good. Some pretty good entertainment. But, if you're in America, there's not many arcades left. So you might say, okay, well, why is it important now? Who cares? We're buying games. We don't need to worry about that anymore. Well, if you're getting a new shoot 'em up, or if you're getting a port of an old shoot 'em up, chances are that they will give you unlimited continues. And chances are that if you play them in that way, you just put in, every time you get a game over, you press the start button and continue, and you credit feed to the end, and then you say, well, I beat it. There's nothing left to do. This game was only 25 minutes. That sucks. I spent, $20 to $80 on this fine import game, and it was 25 minutes long. What gives? Yeah, that's not a great way to play these games. It's not very satisfying, is really the issue. If you treat it like kind of just like a shooting gallery and a show of explosions. So that's really for like an enjoyment perspective. That's why the one credit clear is still important. You want to in order to say you beat the game, like if I want to say I beat a shoot 'em up, I want to be able to beat it without continuing. I want to complete the game without continuing. That's how I know I beat it. If I just put in a bunch of credits and continue, it's not satisfying. It can still be a cool game. It can still be fun. It can still, be a great thing to, play two-player with a friend, whatever. But to me, it's not satisfying to play that way. Now, you might say, well, like, isn't that like a little bit silly that you have to like make up some like mental construct to make these games worthwhile? Maybe it's a little bit silly. It's like making up the mental construct of not flipping the board game over because you're losing. You have to like subscribe to, some like meta rules of the game. Yeah, that is true. You have to drink the Kool-Aid. If you want to gain the satisfaction that chasing the one credit clear can bring, you have to drink the Kool-Aid. You got to join the cult. You got to go full shmuppo. It's true. If you still think that's weird, yeah, whatever. But the way I see it is that, people who are playing first-person shooters are also subscribing to the mental construct. Like, if you're playing Call of Duty or playing Halo, you care about your kill-death ratio. Well, what is the KDR? It's a mental construct. It doesn't really matter, in an online game, who got the most kills, does it? When really, you still get to play the game. You still got a 10-minute match. You still saw some explosions. Maybe you shot some dudes. But that when the match ends and you see that you got 2 kills and 40 deaths, you're probably not too happy about it. But if you see that you got 25 kills and 0 deaths, you probably feel like a god gamer, right? So hypothetically, you could just play the shooting game. You could just play the first-person shooter and enjoy it from like a visual perspective and maybe be excited to get a kill no matter how many times you got taken out. And if you're just starting out, maybe like anytime you get that, anytime you get a kill, maybe that's like a cause for a celebration. But I'm just saying, like, you're caring about something that is not actually like really a part of the game. They'll tell you, but you could play that and not even care about that. It's the same with the one credit clear. You can not care about it, and you can have fun with shooting games just as like a cool genre and like sweet explosions. But if you really dig in and you really subscribe to the concept of the one credit clear as a unit of mastery, and you subscribe to the idea that you haven't beaten the game until you've gotten a one credit clear, then I think you're really cooking and you're really starting to understand and go for the pursuit of excellence and deep, satisfying gameplay that arcade games and shoot 'em ups in particular have to offer. The 1cc. Peace.